There is at least one more video that I want to talk about today, by the way, and check out, and that is going to be this one right here from Guide MMO. And this one is going to be about the pre-patch. Top 20 TBC anniversary pre-patch changes. We'll see if there's any like new stuff here for the TBC anniversary pre-patch, or if it's just like a like quick TLDR or overview of the changes happening in the pre-patch itself, okay? We are subscribed. I will leave a like as well. There we go.
There will be so many amazing changes in the...
Oh yeah, dude, this guy is usually not in the bottom left, right? So I can go back to the bottom left now. Let's go!
Burning Crusade pre-patch, and those I'll be covering in this video.
Okay.
The first topic being mount changes. It's going to be easier for you to obtain an epic mount, as the total price is close to 250 gold cheaper compared to the current classic anniversary servers. The price for normal riding and the mount has been reduced, and same with the level requirement, as it's level 30.
And you can use mount at level 30 now. Hell yeah, that's gonna be so good for the pre-patch, by the way. I'm planning on leveling up a shaman in the pre-patch myself, and I'm planning to do level 1 to level 60 as fast as I can. My goal is to be level 60 on day 5 of the pre-patch, and I'm gonna play the game a lot, okay? We're looking at probably 16 hours per day, so like chances are I'll be level 60 before day 5 as well. Like between day 4 and day 5 would be the goal. I'm not like a super fast leveler, by the way. I just play the game a lot, but I'm not bad at leveling either. I'm just like, I'm decent.
Instead of 40. It will no longer be possible to rank up. Therefore, we can obtain High Warlord and Grand Marshal epic items without getting a rank. We just gotta provide honor and BG marks. But in Anniversary, they've done an amazing change. The price for these items has been reduced even further compared to Burning Crusade Classic 2021. Back then, you had to pay 3 times as much honor and 10 times as many BG marks. But with these changes, we can quickly gear up our fresh level 60 character, and I will definitely be doing this myself, as these items will easily last to level 65 in the Burning Crusade. It will be possible to enjoy the Guild Bank or Guild Vault from the beginning of the expansion. Back in Burning Crusade Classic 2021, we had to wait until Phase 2. Another thing to look forward to is material stack.
I've been getting some comments about this. Will this be available in the pre-patch, by the way? Like the Guild Bank? Or is that an actual TBC launch thing? Because I think that's a TBC launch thing, right? So phase 1 of launch.
As 20 instead of 10. So those of you who like to farm gold or just got bank characters with ores and other things, well, you will now have a lot of it.
Do I think that I can do 1 to 60 in less than 64 hours? I mean, based on the PTR gameplay, it's doable in 48 hours if you follow rested XP. And you know roughly what you're doing. And I feel like I know roughly what I'm doing, but even for, like, I'm not expecting to be level 60, by the way, in 48 hours of playtime. I'm not. That is why I'm giving myself, like, day 5, but possibly day 4. But if I play the game 16 hours per day, like, I will get to 48 hours after, what, 3 days, right? And will be 60 hours in on day 4, so day 4 is actually achievable if I play the game that much. But yeah, somebody tested leveling on PTR recently, and it's doable in 48 hours of slash played, if you know what you're doing and you're following rested XP.
Additional inventory space. Another thing I'm excited about is the updated talent trees with many new spells and abilities, but also the different class changes that makes many specializations finally work in PvP and PvE. What I'm for example referring to is the priest no longer being forced to heal. We can play a shadow as we're doing better damage, but also providing our party with more health and mana regeneration. And yes, it will be the exact same case as a druid, shaman and paladin. You will no longer be forced to play as a healer if you wish to join a raid. We can join as a DPS, and if possible, as tank as well. The next one is a minor change, but as of right now, we have to be so close to another player before we are able to inspect them. The range...
One more change that I kind of want to point out, which is not really a change from Classic to pre-patch, but more of an anniversary change that will play a huge impact, is we have dual spec now. When leveling a paladin or a shaman as well, this will make a huge impact. You can now have a ret spec and a prot spec for paladins, for example. So you can have prot for farming and ret for questing, or ret for killing bosses and so on. Or as a shaman, you can be a healer and a DPS, allowing you to heal dungeons for faster queue times. Or, not like actual queue times, but you get the point. You find the dungeons faster as a healer than a DPS usually. So you can have both a DPS spec and a like healing spec. And this is going to be great in TBC as well.
Will soon be increased, which makes it a lot easier for you to track what gear people are using or how they're performing in arenas. PvP is going to be a lot easier as we can finally track all enemy buffs. Yeah, this wasn't a possibility prior to Burning Crusade, unless you were playing a mage with
the Honor level 60 gear has a higher price on Prepatch now. Yeah, dude, I saw that. I saw a tweet about this, or a Reddit post. That is so fucking funny, by the way. They have not communicated a release date for the Prepatch yet for us. By the time this reaction video comes out, they probably will have. Well, maybe, hopefully. We'll see. But at this point, we are now 6 days away from the pre-patch. We don't know when it's coming out yet, but they increased the honor points that you need to farm for like rank 14 gear on the public test realm. That is crazy, by the way. While everyone is freaking out about the pre-patch being too short and them not having enough time to do everything, Blizzard increases the honor points you need to farm in the pre-patch. So they are increasing like the playtime you need in the pre-patch. This is so stupid. It's beyond stupid. I don't get it. What are they doing?
Detect magic. Moving on to profession changes. As an alchemist, there will no longer be a cooldown on your transmute arcanite. Therefore, the price will definitely soon be decreasing by a high amount on the auction house. It's also the exact same case as a tailor, where you can create as many mooncloths as you would like to.
Yeah.
A brand new profession is being introduced. Dual crafting. You level up dual crafting with ores, bars, gems, and stones, but sadly, we can't really create many useful things during the pre-patch. Yeah, we can use some of the green and rare items for leveling, but those higher level rare items are simply way too expensive, mainly because we will quickly replace them the moment we start doing higher level dungeons or a beginner raid such as Molten Core and Solheim. In Classic, we can disenchant all rare, green, and epic items without leveling up our enchanting. But in the pre-patch, we gotta level up our enchanting in order to disenchant higher level items. So yeah, if you got anything in your bank you need to disenchant, then get it done right now. Leveling up a character is going to be a lot quicker, as we need less experience between level 20 to 60, and quests above level 30 will start granting a lot more experience. Talking about questing, a lot of those that used to be an elite quest will now be non-elite, as the creatures has been made non-elite, making it a lot easier for you to solo level. Just be aware there are still some creatures being kept elite. Talking about leveling up, in the pre-patch we can level 2 new races, Draenei and Blood Elf. Draenei got the possibility to play as a shaman, the only race able to do so on the Alliance side, and Horde the possibility to play as a Blood Elf paladin. Before I move on to the next important change, then I would like to let you know that if you plan to level a Draenei, Blood Elf, or just any class in the pre-patch, then you should definitely test out the leveling guide I'm using right here. There's an arrow guiding you in the
Rested XP, baby, let's go!
right direction, numbers and text explaining in what order you gotta do the specific quest, and on your map there will be numbers indicating in what order you will need to do these and where you gotta hit. If you would like to try out the add-on yourself, make sure to use the link below the video, as it will redirect you to the page where you can download and test it out for free. You can also buy a full version that works all the way up to max level, and by using the link below the video, you automatically receive a discount. Currently, you gotta right click on your portrait, move frame and unlock frame to drag these to a new location. Same with our chat box. But there is going to be a change in the pre-patch, as we are now getting edit mode. Edit mode.
Yeah, we're getting the retail edit mode thing, right. I've seen some comments about this not coming after all, but I mean, on the PTR it's still there, right? So I would assume it's coming out. I mean, if anything, it's just a good quality of life increase.
Allows you to customize your UI without having to install many different add-ons. For example, adjusting the size of our target and player frame, and a new thing introduced into Burning Crusade, the focus frame. Those of you who would like these things to be perfectly aligned can enable show grid and drag those to a location to see if it is going to be at the right location of your screen or in the middle or center of the screen. In the beginning, I was pretty skeptic about the edit mode, But after trying it for around 20 minutes and learning and adjusting the different things, then I all of a sudden started to like it way more. And the fact that I don't have to install so many add-ons to adjust these things is beyond amazing. And no, we won't just be able to edit our portraits and chat box. It's going to be the same case with our cast bar, action bars, party frames, minimap location, buffs, and debuffs. The moment you're done adjusting these things, you can save it as a character-specific layout. This layout you can always load on another character, so you don't have to adjust this on every single one on your account. We can always revert the changes or choose a pre-made loadout, for example, the classic or modern version. On the auction house you can buy different class books with a higher rank of a current spell, but it won't be necessary in the pre-patch.
Yeah, don't buy those books, by the way. They are crazy expensive, and in the pre-patch you simply learn them from your trainer for like a fraction of the price.
As we can head to our trainer and learn all these spell ranks for just a couple of gold each. Both factions will receive different racial changes. For example, weapon.
Yeah, dude, the racial changes are going to be great. I mean, here's the thing, humans right now have sword spec and mace spec, as you can see here, right? Anything giving you a weapon skill bonus in TBC will give you expertise instead, and while expertise will not be as good as weapon skill, it's still basically the same best racial to have. Like the specialization, right? Getting expertise is still the best thing you can get, but it's still not as good as the other previous skills. Like plus skill was better, but expertise is still great, is what I'm trying to say. Also, the dwarf gun specialization ratio is changed from weapon skill bonus to a critical strike bonus. That's kind of interesting. That is, I think that's the only one. No, Troll has the same. Okay, so anybody who's using, like, ranged weapons, so Troll bow specialization and the Dwarf gun, they are now getting critical strike bonus, but anybody who had a melee weapon skill are getting expertise instead. Okay, cool.
Skill bonuses being turned into expertise bonus, and Blood Fury for Orc, generating spell damage and healing, not just attack power. So like I mentioned, the different racial weapon skills will be turned into expertise, and expertise is a brand new stat in the game. In fact, items will no longer increase your weapon skills, but instead your expertise, and expertise reduces your target's chance to dodge and parry your attacks.
Yeah.
Another thing to be aware of is that percentages has been removed. So an item like the Mind Quickening Gem that used to increase our casting speed by 33% will now be granting 330 haste rating. At level 60, it's almost the same amount of percentages.
Yeah, basically, instead of giving you a percentage, it gives you a rating, and like you said, it's gonna be really close to the old percentage, but it's not only gonna be exactly. So MQG, Mind Quickening Gem, will be really good still. There are a couple of times when it doesn't overlap. I think as a caster you get another trinket like this in TBC, and they don't overlap.
But as you level up, you'll start to need more rating to get the same percentages. So at level 70, the trinket will, for example, only increase your casting speed by 20%.
Yeah.
The next one is for those of you mainly playing as a healer. All healing items will provide a small amount of spell damage.
Come on, man, who plays a healer, right? But this is a really good point, though. All of the healer gear, or at least most, I do think everything, though, I'm pretty sure everything, or at least like 95% of healer gear also gives you spell power now, so that's great. And especially because you now also have dual spec, so you can have a healer spec and a DPS spec, so you can spec as a shaman, for example, you can be resto, and have healer gear, and go elemental, and get some benefits from that spell damage. This is a really good change, because like healers also need the quest, you know? In which case they want spell power, not healing power.
Making it easier for you to solo level or solo farm in the open world.
Yeah.
Like I mentioned earlier in the video, Focus Target is being introduced into the game. We can make a macro with /focus to quickly set a focus target, so we can swap between these.
Dude, I've been missing this macro so much in Classic, by the way.
Another thing I like to do is to make macros with different abilities where I'm casting at my focus target. You can any day just replace the spell name with another spell or another ability. Here's a quick example. I'm able to cast and polymorph 2 different targets without having to swap. And I will of course leave these macros in the description so you can copy paste them into your own. many classic consumables will still stay relevant in the Burning Crusade, but not the lip potion. Instead of making you immune to physical attacks for 6 seconds, it will instead be reducing your physical damage taken by 120 for 8 seconds.
I mean, it will still be useful though, no? It's still useful, it's just less useful. It doesn't go from being good to being useless. It's just less useful.
So it won't be as useful.
Yeah.
Those of you who likes to PvP should be looking forward to Skirmish arenas.
Yeah, dude, this is like what I'm looking forward to myself. I'm not a huge fan of classic WoW PvP, like in vanilla, because it feels like it's not PvP to me. It's a just unfair ganking, and I never get a fair 1v1 fight. So TBC to me, you can finally queue for arena and have actual fair fights, and I can't wait. I'm also going to play a Warlock this time, which is way better than a Boomkin. Boomkins kind of suck, even in PvP, especially arena, but Warlock, they are kind of pumping.
Yeah, it won't be rated arenas, but you can practice and find future 2 versus 2, 3 versus 3, or 5 versus 5 teammates. Due to the recent arena changes and gladiator weapons being purchasable just by reaching 1700 rating, and all arena teams starting at 1500 rating, then you should be focusing on PvP as a PvE player, as these weapons will be quite useful in the beginning until you have got your best weapon. With the introduction of the new race Blood Elf, there's going to be a new main city, Silvermoon City. In Undercity, we can go to this location and find a teleporter, which takes us to Silvermoon. It also works the other way around, so if you're currently in Silvermoon, you can instead be heading up here and use the teleporter to Undercity. I'm honestly so hyped about this upcoming expansion, which is why you can find many other useful videos on my channel, and soon a lot more you definitely don't want to miss, so make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell. As always, thanks you so much for watching, and have an amazing day. Peace.
That was a really good video, by the way. I feel like I say that every time, but this one was just great for showing you the differences in Anniversary this time, and also just a quick recap of the changes coming in the pre-patch to begin with. So it's just a mix of regular pre-patch changes and Anniversary-specific changes. I liked it. Really good. I mean, at this point, we're getting really close to pre-patch, so having a refresh on what's coming is always a great thing. And a more detailed, in-depth refresh than just, oh, you can finally play Blood Elf and Draenei, level up your Shaman and your Paladin. Way more in-depth. I love this one. That was great. I'm going to give you the link, of course. I've already liked the video as well, so please do the same. Give me just one moment here as I'm in a dungeon, and we are going to be killing some mobs, and then I will give you guys the link, okay? So you can leave a like on it as well.